this news because I haven't read it.
Yes, yeah. Sorry for interjecting you before, but it just popped up as a notification on Twitter. So I was like, it's pretty significant because we did our most anticipated, DCU Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, and I know Brave and the Bold was second. Superman, I know Superman Legacy was your number one.
No, it was the Batman Part 2 was number one because we included that as well.
Oh, that'd be number one. And Superman second, and then Brave and Bold third. Brave and Bold is going to be directed by Andy Muschietti, who just did The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about it extensively about how The Flash came to be, the problems that occurred, and the reception being overwhelmingly positive. What are your thoughts on? Yeah,
should do a quick take now. Oh, I feel we could probably do a quick take now and then dive in it to properly next week. But I'm sure knowing us, we're just going to dive into it now.
Yeah.
Everything with the Flash has never been bad towards the director. It's always been the major of the controversy has been with Ezra Miller himself, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing the Flash this week on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we can actually see how he's done the Flash
and dive into it better next week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for just based on, I'd say the reactions towards the Flash right now, if it does live up to that hype, then this is good news. This is something to get excited for. Like you're having a director that's done a film and somewhat off this franchise, and it worked. And now they're coming into the new sort of franchise now.
Yeah.
So there'll be a very good plus for James Gunn and crew. But if it fails, then,
Yeah. I don't think it will fail just because I've seen way too much positive stuff versus negative stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard a few negative things here and there, like just some of it's not, the potential's not fully realized. It's not as great as reviews say, but that is far fewer than what I've seen positive.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen a negative thing.
Yeah, it's just still reactions at the end of the day. So I'd say you're looking between 80 and 85 Rotten Tomatoes is what I would predict, just because it feels like it's going to be a volatile film in terms of how critics perceive it.
Yeah.
As for him directing it, I'm on board with it because The Flash is, I think we can say it's obviously a good movie. We haven't seen it. Sure, we can go into it more next week, but it's very, very likely it's going to be a good movie, perhaps a great movie. The movie has Batman in it. And at least from the marketing has showed us, Batman's a pretty prominent part of The Flash. He already has a grasp on how Batman can work in a film. So if he can apply that to Batman, the Brave and the Bold, then it's kind of a good match made in heaven kind of ordeal, I guess.
Yeah.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm pretty sure I am wrong, but at least Ezra Miller's version of The Flash and Robin, they can share similarities and how they are. Goofy, not as good, unexperienced.
No, because I'm pretty sure Batman Brave and the Bold is about his son Damian Wayne, who's a lot more darker. It's not Batman and Robin. It's Batman and Robin, but the Robin is his son in the comics, which is Damian Wayne.
Yeah, okay. If it's darker, then yeah, sure. Because I know they're doing Swamp Thing, that's an R-rated horror movie. So I feel like the James Gunn's version of DCU won't be worried to go darker with it. I just know Robin from films.
Yeah, which is
a little bit of a goofy child.
Dick Grayson, yeah.
Yeah, he's not really like the darker, more serious, skilled combatant or anything. So I figured, Ezra Miller could, handling that kind of persona into a comic movie, he could do. But if you are, if they do commit to, the Brave and the Bold comic book storyline, then it's going to be very different. But he has experience with the Batman. He's made a good comic book movie. I didn't even know you knew Brave and the Bold. So you've read the comics, The Brave and the Bold.
can't remember if it's the comics or I'm pretty sure there was like an animated series called The Brave and the Bold. It might have had like a short comic book arc.
Right.
But,
From
yeah.
what you know of that, and we haven't seen Flash yet, but we know enough about it to make enough of an assumption here. Could what the director's done with this, seems to be very good, would it directly apply? Is there very strong similarities between those two movies and storylines and comic book arcs, or is it a different challenge for the director?
I feel it'd be somewhat different. Because if it is Batman and his son as Robin, Damian Wayne, then we're gonna get a more dynamic, of a relationship between Batman and his son, because his son throughout the comics was usually biting back and doing his own thing and not really quite listening to Batman.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see that, like, Batman, Bruce Wayne trying to like parent his kid, but then also try to like teach him how to be like a good vigilante as well. So I think it will be different. It will be different to the Flash. I reckon.
Yeah. Interesting.
If they go that route that I'm thinking.
And obviously we can't make a correct guess here, but do you like this choice? Just plain and simple. Do you like this choice?
Oh, director choice.
Yeah.
I can't comment. I can't remember anything he's directed, so I'm not sure. I'm just going.
But knowing that the Flash has got good things and
good things, then yeah. Just based on the Flash stuff I've seen, then yeah, I'm happy with this choice.
Yeah.
But I can't remember if I've seen any of his other work or not.
Right. He directed It 1. He directed It 2. So that's something.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good as well. It was alright.
It 2 wasn't that good.
It was overlooked. It was very long, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go out the way to say like they're terrible films. They're okay films.
It's for me, because I'm not excited for it. I think it was my 7th for the DCU.
Yeah, you had it very low.
Thing, because I'm sick of Batman, and Batman's my second favorite comic book character. I think they keep killing that character like nothing else. Reminds me of the Godfather line, like, look what they've done to my boy. Besides like the video game franchise and Nolan trilogy, nothing else has really been great. Obviously, the Batman. I said that a second after you, so I was on my mind. But yeah, it's just too much different variations, and it's Bruce Wayne. It's not just like Miles and Peter and Gwen and Peter B. Parker. It's just the same character, the same human character. Just annoys me. It's a different topic for another time, but I like this choice. If I hate the Flash, I'll come on next week and I'll say I don't like the choice. Quite simply, but I think it's a good, safe choice, and I think it shows that James Gunn fully believes in what this director can bring to the character and bring to the table in terms of DC. And if Flash is as good as we're hearing, then honestly, it's a no-brainer. You want to keep him in for the next chapter of DC. If it is as good as everyone says it is. Yeah. But we'll find out. I do think we'll like the movie.